started on round 20, we want to work a puff in the chain 1 space to the left of a chain 2. So your chain 2 space is right here above this loose puff. You can see this one's attached with the blue there. So right here's our chain 2. We're going to be working in this chain 1 space a puff. Now this is the beginning of the repeat for this round. And to start, I'm going to work a standing puff. So I'm going to wrap the yarn around my hook a couple of times, insert your hook into that beginning chain space there, yarn over, draw up a loop. Do that 2 more times, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, draw up a loop. Once more, yarn over, insert your hook into that same chain space, yarn over, draw up a loop. Now yarn over and draw through 6 loops on your hook. And that will create our first puff. Normally there should be 7 loops for a full puff there, but since this is our first, we only had 6. Now we want to chain 1, puff in the next chain 1 space. We need to do that 8 times. Oops. So this is our first little repeat. So chain 1, puff in that next chain 1 space. This will be 2, chain 1, puff in your next chain 1 space. This is 3, chain 1, puff in the next chain 1 space. That's 4, chain 1, puff in the next chain 1 space. That's 5, chain 1, puff in the next chain 1 space. That's 6, chain 1, puff in that next chain 1 space. That's 7, chain 1, puff in the next chain 1 space, and that's 8. Now we want to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to slip stitch in the first double crochet from round 18. So right here we have this little tulip. We started out with 3 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 double crochets. So this first double crochet here, we're going to slip stitch in there. Chain 2, 1, 2, and that's the repeat for this round. You're going to skip, hold on, there's a chain 2 space back here. You're going to skip that and start your next repeat in the next chain 1. Continue repeating that around, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round. To finish off, we're going to join with a slip stitch to our beginning puff. So you can see here there's a strand at the front, and then there's one at the back. And then underneath the tail, so it looks like you're under 3 strands there. We can join with a slip stitch. That completes this round of work, and we can fasten off this true blue. Getting started on round 21, I'm going to be using my light gray, and we have a repeat for this round. The repeat is to work a single crochet in the chain 2 space to the left of a slip stitch. So right in here we slip stitched, and this is a chain 2 space. Now for our first repeat, I have to work a standing single crochet. When you come back around on your other repeats, you'll just work a regular single crochet. Now we want to chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, and we need to do that 8 times. So that was our first one. Chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 1 space. That's 2, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 1 space. That's 3, chain 1, single crochet in that next chain 1 space. That's 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, and then 8. Chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 1, half double crochet in that same chain 2 space, chain 1, and that's the repeat for this round. Continue repeating that around and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round. To finish off, we're going to join with a slip stitch to our beginning single crochet. And that completes this round of work. We're not going to fasten off this light gray because we'll be using it in the next round. Getting started on round 22, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to skip this beginning single crochet that we joined in. And then we want to work a single crochet in each stitch around. Continue working a single crochet in each stitch and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here I am at the end of the round. I just worked a single crochet in this chain 1 space and we skipped this beginning single crochet. That was the only stitch that we skipped this round, and we did that so that we finished this round with 175 single crochet. So to finish off, we're going to join with a slip stitch to our beginning single crochet, and we're going to put a stitch marker into our light gray. We're not fastening off because we're going to pick it back up in round 24. Make sure that you have that 175 single crochet for the next round. Getting started on round 23, I'm going to be using my third alternate color, which is this light raspberry. And we want to start by working a standing half double crochet in the third stitch to the left of our master color. So here we have our master color and it is in this stitch. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3. In that third stitch right there, that's where we're going to be working a standing half double crochet. So I've wrapped my yarn around my hook a couple of times. We're going to insert our hook into that stitch. Now I do my standing half double crochet a little bit differently. I start with a standing single crochet, and then I think you're supposed to take it out and weave in some ends, but I just do a chain 1, and that's my first half double crochet. Now we want to work a half double crochet in that same stitch, chain 2, 1, 2, then we're going to work 2 half double crochet in that same stitch. So there's 1, and then 2. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Skip the next 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have a little repeat for this round. Getting started on that little repeat, working in this 5th single crochet here, we're going to work 2 half double crochets. So there's 1, 2, chain 2, 1, 2, and then work 2 more half double crochet in that same single crochet. So there's 1, and then 2, chain 2, 1, 2, skip the next 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the little repeat for this round. Continue repeating that around and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round. Now we want to join with the slip stitch to our beginning half double crochet, but first, before we do that, we want to make sure that this tail from our master color, we bring it forward. If it's back behind here when we join, you won't be able to pick it up the next round. So bring that forward, and then we're going to join with a slip stitch to that beginning half double crochet. Now I did a standing half double crochet, and to join that little chain that we made, I'm going to insert my hook into that chain, and join with a slip stitch. That completes this round of work. We can fasten off this light raspberry. You should have a total of 35 hearts for this round. Getting started on round 24, we're going to be working in the skipped single crochets from round 22 in these stitches in here. And we are going to be starting by inserting our hook back into our master color. So right here, we'll take that stitch marker out and we'll insert our hook, and we're going to start with a chain 2. 1, 2. That's going to be our beginning half double crochet. Now we're going to half double crochet in the next single crochet, and when we do that, we're going to be working right over top of this chain 2 from round 23. So we're going to work that half double crochet. Now we're going to chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 2 space right here, chain 1. Now we have a little repeat for this round. Getting started on the repeat, we're going to skip this next single crochet, and then we're going to work a half double crochet in those next 2 single crochets. And when we do that, we're going to work right over top of this chain 2. So half double crochet in this single crochet, half double crochet in that next single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 1. That's the little repeat for this round. Continue repeating that around, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round. I just finished off with a chain 1. Now we're going to work a half double crochet in the same single crochet as our beginning chain 2. That's going to finish this round with 176 stitches, and we're going to join with a slip stitch to our beginning half double crochet. Do not fasten off this master color because we're going to be picking it up in the next round. Getting started on round 25, I've got a stitch marker in my master color here, which is our beginning stitch, and you'll notice one right here. You'll see what that's for in a minute. Now, for this round, I like to go and put stitch markers in so that I don't have to do the counting while I'm doing my work. What we're going to do is we're going to be single crocheting in 21 stitches. So the first stitch that we joined in is where we're going to start counting. We're going to count for 21 stitches. So we've got 1, working in this half double crochet, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the easy way to do this is by counting your V's up at the top. So we just finished with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. In our 22nd stitch, we're going to put a stitch marker, and that's where we're going to be increasing. Now you want to continue doing that around, counting 21 stitches, and in the 22nd stitch, put a stitch marker. So we will be increasing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times in total. Your last increase should be in this half double crochet before where we joined here. Now I'm going to start with a different color for this round to show you what to do. And normally we would be starting right here, and we would start with a chain 1 and working a single crochet in there. I'm going to start, where are we? I will start in that beginning one, but I'm going to be using this little light blue right here just to show the difference, because if I use the light gray again, it's not always the easiest to see. So I'm going to start with a standing single crochet in our beginning stitch. You can chain 1 and single crochet since you're drawing up the same color, or you're using the same color. And then we're going to work, that was our first one. We're going to work a single crochet in the next 20 stitches. So that was in this half double crochet, single crochet in the chain 1 space, single crochet in your single crochet, single crochet in the chain 1 space, single crochet in the next 2 half double crochets, and we're going to continue repeating that. Oh, I think I just, uh-oh, one of my stitch markers just busted. Okay, so it's not the next one that I need, so I can continue on. So single crochet in the chain 1, single crochet in the single crochet, single crochet in the chain 1, single crochet in those next 2 half double crochets. Now I don't have any idea of my counts because, like I said, I've already counted those out, so I don't have to do it here. We're just going to make sure that we do a single crochet in each stitch. See our stitch marker here? We're almost there. Okay, and then that is in the second half double crochet there. So we have to work a single crochet in this half double crochet. And then when we get to our stitch marker, we're going to work 2 single crochets and increase in that stitch. So continue repeating that around, working a single crochet in each stitch and working 2 single crochets in that 22nd stitch that we counted out. And I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here's a little tip. I just worked an increase, and in this you do 2 single crochets in the same stitch, and then what I did was I put my stitch marker in that second single crochet of the increase, and this will help you not to have to count your next stitches for the next round, because we're going to be increasing in that second stitch each one for the next round. Here we are at the end of the round. To finish off, we're going to join with a slip stitch to our beginning single crochet. And we're not fastening off our master color because we're going to be using it the next round. I'm just going to put a stitch marker in mine here for a second so that I can show you something. Now, we did an increase in the 22nd stitch around. I'm just going to zoom out here a little bit. So every time I did an increase in the second stitch of the increase, I replaced the stitch marker. So that way I don't have to count the next round. It's okay if you didn't do that. I'll show you what to do in the next round anyways. But that completes this round of work. And for this round, we finished off with 184 single crochets. Getting started on round 26, we're going to be doing the same thing that we did the last round, except for this time we're going to count over 22 stitches, and in the 23rd we're going to do an increase. So this is our starting stitch, which is right in here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're counting those little V's along the top. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and in that 23rd stitch we're putting a stitch marker. Now, an easy way I showed you was by putting that stitch marker in when you did your increase. We only had to do that for the last round. You don't have to do that again this round. But remember, count 22 stitches, and in the 23rd put a stitch marker. So for this round, to get started, we're going to insert our hook and we're going to chain 1. Now work a single crochet in that same stitch and then a single crochet in the next 21 for a total of 22 before we increase. So we're just single crocheting across in each stitch, a single crochet. So we're going to have 22 when we're done before our increase here. So Okay, so we're almost at our stitch marker. Then we can remove our stitch marker, and we're going to work 2 single crochets in that stitch. So you'll have 22 stitches from your first one before your increase, and then in that 23rd stitch we're going to do that increase. Continue repeating that around, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Here we are at the end of the round. To finish off, we're going to join with a slip stitch to our beginning single crochet, and then we're going to put a stitch marker in our master color so that we can pick it back up in round 28, I believe it is. And we should be finishing with 192 single crochet this round. That brings us to the end of the crochet along for this week. We'll see you next time.